The greatest truth about human destiny is hidden in plain sight. You become what you think about most of the time. Every action, every decision, and every achievement begins as a thought. The mind is the workshop of creation, the unseen forge where the future is shaped. Most people underestimate this truth because it sounds too simple. Yet simplicity is often the mask of profound power. A man who fills his mind with fear will live a life of limitation. Another who fills his mind with courage and purpose will rise above every obstacle. Life doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you truly think and believe about yourself day after day. Your thoughts are not harmless visitors passing through the corridors of your mind. They are builders, quiet, persistent builders, constructing the reality you will one day live in. Every thought you entertain plants a seed in the soil of your subconscious. Over time, those seeds grow into habits. Those habits form actions, and those actions shape your life's direction. If you think of success, your mind starts to search for ways to make it happen. If you dwell on failure, your mind unconsciously creates paths that lead to disappointment. The law is impartial. It gives you what you focus on, whether good or bad. That is why guarding your thoughts is not merely good advice. It's a matter of destiny. Think of the human mind as a fertile garden. It doesn't discriminate between the seeds planted in it. You can sow flowers or weeds. Both will grow with equal strength if nurtured. If you continually feed your mind with images of defeat, regret, or resentment, those will flourish until they choke out all hope of progress. But if you fill it daily with images of achievement, peace, and gratitude, your life will begin to bloom in ways you never imagined. The mind cannot remain empty. It must always be filled with something. Therefore, the question is not whether you are thinking, but what you are thinking about most of the time. Every invention, every empire, every masterpiece began as an invisible thought. The greatest leaders, artists, and thinkers of history did not possess powers unknown to others. They simply learned how to direct their thoughts with precision and faith. They knew that what they continually held in their minds would eventually become visible in their lives. When a person fixates on an idea long enough, it gains power, attracting circumstances, people, and events that align with it. It's not magic, it's the natural consequence of mental focus. Your outer world organizes itself to mirror your inner world. The tragedy is that many people spend their mental energy worrying about things they don't want. They replay fears of failure, rejection, or loss until those thoughts become self-fulfilling prophecies. They believe they are victims of chance when, in truth, they are victims of their own mental habits. The person who constantly thinks, "I can't," will find endless proof to justify it. But the one who declares, "I can," even in the face of difficulty, will find opportunities where others see none. You cannot hold two opposing thoughts in your mind and expect peace. You must choose one vision for your life and nourish it until it becomes reality. What you think about most of the time also determines the kind of person you become inwardly. The man who thinks kindly becomes kind. The woman who thinks nobly becomes noble. A person who fills their mind with bitterness grows bitter. One who fills it with gratitude grows generous. Your thoughts not only shape your future, they sculpt your character. The direction of your mind becomes the direction of your spirit. To think rightly is to live rightly, for thoughts are the roots of behavior. No one can rise higher than their own thoughts. This is why the discipline of the mind is the foundation of all achievement. You cannot control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. And you cannot control every circumstance, but you can control your thoughts. The moment you decide to take charge of your mental life, you begin to reclaim the authorship of your destiny. Start by observing what occupies your mind each day. Are you feeding it with fears or with faith, with envy or with inspiration? Every time you redirect your thoughts from doubt to determination, you are chiseling the person you are becoming. The transformation may be slow, but it is inevitable. When you truly grasp that you become what you think about most of the time, you start to treat your thoughts as sacred tools rather than fleeting distractions. You begin to realize that the power to shape your life has always been within you, not in external luck, not in the opinions of others, but in the quiet activity of your own mind. Every dream, every success story, every change of fate begins with the same step, choosing the right thoughts and holding them long enough for them to take root. The mind is a mirror, reflecting whatever image it is given, and whatever image you persistently place before it, it will one day project into your life with startling accuracy. Purpose is the invisible compass that guides the soul through the storms of uncertainty. Without it, a person drifts like a ship without a rudder, moved by the winds of circumstance, tossed by the tides of opinion, and often wrecked upon the rocks of confusion. When you discover your purpose, life takes on meaning. The ordinary becomes extraordinary because every action, every effort, and every sacrifice now serves something greater than mere existence. Purpose gives your days a reason to rise and your nights a reason to rest. It transforms struggle into growth and even pain into preparation. Without purpose, effort feels empty. With purpose, even the smallest task becomes sacred. A man or woman with purpose cannot be easily discouraged. They may stumble, but they will not fall for long because they know why they are walking. The one who knows their purpose walks with clarity, and clarity breeds confidence. Every challenge becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. They no longer measure success by comfort or approval, but by alignment, whether their actions move them closer to the mission that gives their life meaning. It is this sense of inner direction that separates the fulfilled from the frustrated. Many people are busy, but few are purposeful. Activity without direction is motion without progress, a constant movement that leads nowhere. Purpose gives birth to power. It awakens something deep within that nothing else can stir. A person may live many years without truly living, but the day they find purpose, they come alive in a way that no amount of pleasure or possession could ever provide. Purpose turns work into service, ambition into calling, and effort into legacy. It doesn't remove difficulty, it redeems it. Every trial becomes a test, every delay a lesson, and every loss a redirection. People who live with purpose see life not as something that happens to them, but as something that happens through them. They become co-creators of their destiny rather than mere survivors of circumstance. It is not uncommon to meet those who chase after everything yet feel nothing. They seek success, but they have no purpose. They accumulate wealth, but they lack fulfillment. Purpose gives wealth meaning and success depth. Without it, achievement feels hollow, like drinking salt water. It satisfies for a moment, but leaves the soul thirstier than before. True purpose cannot be purchased, imitated, or borrowed. It must be discovered. It is often whispered in moments of stillness, revealed in experiences of struggle, or found in acts of love and service. Many overlook it because they search for something grand, when it is often found in the simple realization of who you are meant to serve and how. A clear purpose becomes a filter through which every decision is made. It simplifies life because it eliminates the unnecessary. You stop scattering your energy on countless pursuits and begin channeling it into what truly matters. Distractions lose their power when you have direction. The opinions of others become less important when your life is guided by conviction. Purpose focuses the mind, steadies the heart, and strengthens the will. It doesn't promise an easy path, but it provides an unshakable one. When you know where you're going, even the longest journey feels worthwhile, for each step, no matter how small, carries meaning. Those without purpose often find themselves at the mercy of mood and circumstance. They rise when things go well and fall when they don't. But a purposeful person stands firm amid both triumph and trial. Their satisfaction does not depend on results, but on the integrity of pursuit. They measure their life not by what they possess, but by what they contribute. This is why purpose gives stability. It anchors you to something eternal, something unshaken by the passing winds of time. You become less reactive to life's chaos because you understand your place within it. You stop asking, "What can I get?" and start asking, "What can I give?" Purpose also gives endurance. It fuels persistence when the road grows long and the night's dark. When your mind wants to quit, purpose whispers, "There is meaning in this." It gives courage to face rejection, patience to withstand delay, and strength to rise after failure. Without purpose, hardship feels unbearable. With it, hardship becomes transformative. Many people give up not because they are weak, but because they lack a reason strong enough to keep going. Purpose turns fatigue into faith and obstacles into opportunities for refinement. It keeps the fire alive when everything else seems cold and uncertain. To live with purpose is to move in harmony with the rhythm of your own being. It aligns your talents, your passions, and your energy with something larger than yourself. It makes you feel connected to people, to progress, to possibility. It gives you direction not only for your career, but for your character. When you rise each morning knowing why you are here, you no longer waste time wondering how you will make it through the day. Purpose does not always reveal the full map. It simply lights the next step. And as you walk faithfully in that light, the path continues to unfold before you, guiding you toward the life that was always waiting for you to claim it. Desire is the spark that ignites ambition, but discipline is the steady flame that sustains it. Many people dream of success, envision greatness, and long for change, but few are willing to submit to the daily structure that makes those dreams a reality. Discipline is the bridge between wanting and having, between imagining and becoming. It demands consistency, not intensity, persistence, not passion alone. While desire excites the heart, discipline trains the mind and body to follow through even when emotion fades. It is easy to begin with enthusiasm, but only discipline ensures you finish with excellence. Without it, even the most powerful desire will evaporate under the weight of distraction and delay. Discipline is not a punishment. It is a form of self-respect. It is the recognition that your time, energy, and purpose are too valuable to be wasted on whims. Every act of discipline is a declaration that you will no longer be ruled by impulse but by intention. When you wake early to work, study, or refine your craft, you are not depriving yourself of comfort. You are investing in your future self. The disciplined person understands that the pleasure of accomplishment far outweighs the fleeting comfort of idleness. They know that dreams demand a price, and the price is paid not in occasional effort but in consistent obedience to one's own goals. The undisciplined mind is like a wild horse, powerful but dangerous when uncontrolled. Discipline is the reins that direct this power toward meaningful purpose. It transforms scattered energy into focused progress. Without it, talent remains dormant and potential remains promise. The world is filled with gifted people who never achieve their calling because they lack discipline. Talent opens the door, but discipline keeps you in the room. It is what separates those who nearly succeed from those who truly do. It gives structure to creativity, direction to strength, and endurance to effort. A disciplined person may not always be the most talented, but they will almost always outlast those who are not. True discipline is not born in moments of motivation, but in moments of resistance. It is forged in the quiet hours when no one is watching, when excuses whisper louder than ambition. Discipline requires doing what needs to be done, especially when you do not feel like doing it. It is waking up when the bed feels warm, working when the world is distracted, and continuing when results seem distant. The disciplined individual learns to act based on commitment, not convenience. They understand that success is built on hundreds of small victories over laziness, procrastination, and doubt. Each time you overcome the urge to quit, you strengthen the muscle of discipline, and that strength compounds over time. Discipline demands patience because it often works in silence. The results of consistent effort are rarely visible at first, and this is where most people give up. They mistake the silence of progress for the absence of it. But growth is like the work of roots underground, hidden, slow, but vital. The disciplined mind knows that unseen effort is never wasted. It is planting seeds in faith, knowing they will bloom in time. Each act of self-control, each moment of focus, is a deposit into the account of future success. Discipline teaches you to trust the process rather than chase instant gratification. It trains you to find satisfaction in the act of becoming, not merely in the outcome of arriving. Discipline also brings freedom, though it may seem paradoxical. The one who practices discipline is not bound by it, but liberated through it. They are free from the chains of inconsistency, free from the tyranny of mood, and free from the regret that haunts the undisciplined. The person who is disciplined in their habits gains mastery over themselves, and self-mastery is the highest form of power. It is the ability to choose the hard right over the easy wrong, to delay pleasure in pursuit of purpose. This kind of freedom cannot be found in indulgence. It is earned through restraint. The undisciplined seek comfort and find chaos. The disciplined endure discomfort and find peace. Every great achievement in history stands as a monument to discipline. The artist who perfects his craft through years of unseen practice, the leader who studies and strategizes through long nights, the athlete who trains when no one is cheering, all owe their success not to fleeting desire, but to daily devotion. Discipline transforms dreams into reality one decision at a time. It turns vision into habit and habit into destiny. It is the quiet architect of greatness, the unseen force behind every masterpiece. Those who master it become unstoppable, not because life becomes easier, but because they become stronger. To live with discipline is to align your actions with your aspirations. It means you no longer wait for ideal conditions, you create them through consistency. You stop hoping for success and start earning it. You learn to show up not once or twice, but every day, regardless of mood, weather, or circumstance. You build routines that support your goals and protect them from distraction. Over time, discipline becomes less of a burden and more of a rhythm, a natural part of who you are. It is the bridge that connects the person you are with the person you are capable of becoming, and only those who are willing to cross it will ever know the true depth of their potential. Every environment a person creates around themselves is a mirror of what lives within. The outer world you inhabit, the order of your room, the tone of your conversations, the company you keep, the atmosphere you build, reflects the unseen patterns of your mind and emotions. You cannot hide the state of your inner world for long. It will always express itself through your surroundings. A cluttered environment often points to a cluttered mind, just as a calm and orderly space reveals inner clarity. Life continually mirrors the spirit of the one living it, and the reflection cannot be changed by altering the mirror alone. It begins with what lies within. Your surroundings are not merely physical, they are spiritual and emotional echoes of your inner condition. The energy you carry within, peace or turmoil, confidence or fear, faith or despair, radiates outward and shapes the very atmosphere you live in. If you feel lost, disconnected, or weighed down, look first at the spaces you dwell in and the people you attract. You will often find that your environment is not the cause of your inner state, but its consequence. Wherever the mind dwells, the environment eventually follows. You cannot maintain peace in a place where your spirit is restless, and you cannot create chaos in a space where your heart is at rest. Every environment, whether physical or social, becomes a reflection of the standards you set for yourself. When your inner standards rise, your environment begins to shift to match them. You start to let go of what no longer belongs: mess, noise, toxic people, wasted time. The outer world naturally adjusts to the level of your self-respect. People who value peace cultivate peaceful spaces. Those who value growth surround themselves with inspiration and order. Your surroundings do not define you, but they reveal what you tolerate, what you prioritize, and what you silently believe you deserve. When you elevate your thinking, your environment must rise with it. Consider how easily your environment influences your emotions. A disorganized room drains energy, while a clean and bright space restores focus. A conversation filled with gossip clouds the mind, while one centered on ideas awakens it. Yet what many overlook is that this influence flows both ways. Change your environment, and your mind will begin to change. Change your mind, and your environment will transform in response. This is why internal renewal is more powerful than external rearrangement. If you do not change your inner world, the outer one will always return to its previous state. The same patterns of disorder will reappear until the heart itself is healed. Relationships also serve as reflections of the inner world. The people drawn into your life mirror the beliefs you hold about yourself. When you carry unresolved pain, you often attract those who echo that pain. When you cultivate self-worth, you draw in those who honor it. If your life feels surrounded by negativity, it may be time to examine not just your company but your energy. You cannot invite peace into your environment while feeding conflict in your thoughts. Every connection, whether nurturing or draining, reflects some aspect of what your soul is willing to entertain. When your inner peace becomes non-negotiable, your circle naturally changes. The physical spaces we occupy, our homes, our workplaces, our daily routes, speak volumes about our inner life. A person who feels uncertain may fill their environment with distractions, seeking escape from introspection. One who has found purpose tends to create order and structure around them, because their inner compass demands it. The environment becomes an extension of identity, a physical manifestation of inward priorities. If you walk into a place that feels chaotic, ask yourself what inner confusion it might be mirroring. The environment always whispers the truth about what is happening inside, even when words do not. Your environment also includes the invisible atmosphere you create, the energy of your thoughts and emotions. Two people can stand in the same room and experience entirely different worlds because one carries peace and the other carries anxiety. The air between them absorbs the difference. This is why certain people uplift every place they go while others drain it. They are not reacting to the environment, they are defining it. Your inner atmosphere travels with you. It paints every space with its color. You do not escape your inner world by changing location. You only transport it. When your environment feels heavy, stagnant, or uninspiring, it is often an invitation to look inward rather than outward. Perhaps there are thoughts you've neglected, emotions you've suppressed, or decisions you've delayed. The world around you slows because something inside you has. The outer world is a faithful servant of the inner one. It cannot move faster than your spirit's pace. To transform your environment, you must first confront the truths you've avoided within yourself. As you bring clarity to your thoughts and healing to your heart, the physical and social spaces around you begin to align naturally with that renewal. Every transformation begins inside and radiates outward. You can redecorate a room or relocate to a new place, but if you carry the same restless energy, the same fears, and the same unresolved patterns, the new environment will soon resemble the old one. Change that does not begin within never lasts. But when the mind gains peace, even a small, humble space begins to feel like a sanctuary. When the heart finds joy, the simplest surroundings glow with meaning. You do not need to chase a better environment. You need to become the kind of person whose inner light transforms any environment they enter. As your inner world evolves, so too will the reflection you see around you. The clutter will clear, the noise will fade, and the relationships that no longer fit your growth will quietly fall away. Your surroundings will begin to feel like an echo of your clarity and calm. It is not about perfection but alignment, about allowing your outer world to harmonize with the peace and order within. Every time you clean a space and a toxic friendship, or choose calm over chaos, you are not just improving your environment, you are healing a part of your inner world that once tolerated less than it deserved. Every transformation begins not with effort, but with belief. You cannot become what you do not first believe yourself capable of being. Belief is the foundation upon which all progress is built, the invisible force that shapes thought, behavior, and destiny. A person may possess great talent, resources, and opportunities, but without belief they will remain paralyzed by doubt. Belief is the permission slip you grant yourself to rise above what you have known. It is the quiet conviction that you are worthy of the vision you hold, that the potential within you is not a fantasy but a seed waiting for cultivation. The mind is a powerful architect. It constructs the structure of your life according to the blueprint of your beliefs. Every thought you think and every choice you make are filtered through this hidden framework. If you believe you are limited, you will live within invisible boundaries of your own design. If you believe you are capable, you will move through life with a sense of openness and courage. The difference between mediocrity and mastery often lies not in talent but in belief. Those who believe they can usually do, those who doubt themselves rarely even try. The world does not shape your belief. Your belief shapes the world you experience. Belief precedes evidence. You must believe before you see, not the other way around. Most people wait for proof to appear before they commit to faith, but the law of becoming requires the opposite. Evidence follows belief like a shadow follows light. The person who believes walks differently, speaks differently, and acts differently, and these differences attract new results that reinforce the belief they first held in faith. This is why transformation begins in the unseen realm of the mind long before it manifests in the visible realm of action. Belief is not a passive thought. It is an active force that rearranges reality according to the conviction held within. Doubt is the great thief of destiny. It masquerades as logic, caution, and humility, but it quietly undermines your potential. The person who doubts spends their life standing on the edge of possibility, watching others leap. Doubt whispers that you are not ready, not good enough, not chosen, and if you listen long enough, you begin to believe it. Belief, however, silences the voice of doubt through consistent action. It says, "I may not have it all figured out, but I trust the process." The moment you begin to act in alignment with your belief, doubt starts to lose its hold, for belief strengthens itself through movement, while doubt decays through hesitation. Belief gives birth to vision. Before any great achievement was realized, it was first imagined by someone who dared to believe it could exist. The airplane, the light bulb, the computer, all began in the mind of a believer. The same principle applies to your personal growth. You must first see yourself as the person you wish to become. You must believe you can speak with confidence before your words carry weight. Believe you can succeed before your efforts yield fruit. Vision without belief is fantasy. Belief without vision is directionless energy. When the two unite, the impossible becomes inevitable. The heart cannot move toward what the mind rejects. If deep within you there lies a belief that you are unworthy of success, love, or peace, no amount of external effort will compensate for that inner contradiction. You will unconsciously sabotage progress to remain consistent with what you believe about yourself. That is why lasting change requires a renewal of belief. You must replace the old internal narrative with one that aligns with your higher purpose. Belief is not about pretending to be something you are not. It is about awakening to what you have always been capable of, but never dared to acknowledge. Belief has the power to heal what effort alone cannot. When a person begins to believe differently, their posture changes, their energy shifts, and their choices align with a new sense of possibility. Belief is medicine for the soul that has been wounded by failure or rejection. It restores the courage to try again. It turns the memory of defeat into a lesson rather than a life sentence. You begin to realize that your past does not define your potential, your belief does. As you believe, your inner world adjusts to match your new conviction, and life begins to mirror that inward change. The environment of belief must be nurtured, for it is easily poisoned by doubt and negativity. Surround yourself with voices and influences that reinforce your vision, not those that ridicule it. Every conversation you entertain, every piece of information you consume, and every person you associate with either strengthens or weakens your belief. Protect it as you would a delicate flame on a windy night. Belief grows stronger through repetition, affirmation, and experience. Each small victory, each moment of resilience, adds another layer of strength to your inner certainty until belief becomes your natural state of being. Belief transforms effort into power. Without belief, work feels heavy, repetitive, and uncertain. But when you believe in what you are doing and who you are becoming, effort turns into devotion. You stop working merely for outcomes and start working from conviction. Belief infuses energy into every task, no matter how small, because it connects the present struggle with the future reward. It allows you to endure setbacks without despair, for you know they are not the end, but a necessary part of the journey. The difference between giving up and going on is often found in the strength of belief that carries you through. Belief also attracts the unseen assistance of life itself. When your inner conviction becomes firm, circumstances begin to align in mysterious ways, opportunities appear, people cross your path, and doors open that once seemed sealed. It is not coincidence but consequence, the natural result of a mind that has decided what it wants and a heart that refuses to doubt it. Life responds to belief like metal responds to magnetism. It is drawn toward the one who expects, not the one who hesitates. The world rearranges itself to accommodate the person who knows where they are going and believes they belong there. Belief reshapes identity. It teaches you to see yourself not as a product of past mistakes, but as a vessel of present potential. You begin to release labels, limits, and fears that once confined you. When you truly believe in your own capacity to grow, you no longer wait for permission to evolve. You become the permission. Each act of belief erases the boundaries of who you thought you were and replaces them with the limitless horizon of who you are becoming. It is belief that transforms self-doubt into self-mastery, insecurity into confidence, and hesitation into action. The journey of becoming is not a straight line, it is a process of believing more deeply with each step. As you grow, old doubts will resurface in new forms, testing the strength of your conviction. But every time you choose belief over fear, you cross another invisible threshold within yourself. You begin to see that your external transformation is only the reflection of your internal faith. The person you are